Welcome back. It's been a little while since my last video, and pardon me for the maybe some wind or you hear some tarps in the background. I'm currently recording in a tent right now. So here's what I've been working on so far. I have tasked myself with remaking an old NES game called Crystallis. Crystallis is an old action RPG similar to the early Zelda games, but is a little bit more in depth on the level progression like the old Final Fantasy games. I started by modeling the town of Leaf. This is the beginner town that the player starts in, and this was pretty tricky as there was no tile maps to work off of, so I literally had to use a ripped town map to get my textures. After about 2 days of UV unwrapping later, I had the town of Leaf made. It was at this point that I had a goal for the project. I was going to remake everything from the main menu to the first boss fight, but later I would hit the wall of limitations that UPBGE has. But for now, I just made the entirety of the Wind Valley as well as the surrounding caves, and I made the outside of the windmill. Then I made the HUD, and spent about 4 hours working on a short script to pad the zeros, to get that old counter effect that the original games had. It turns out UPBG 3.6 uses some different syntax than the older versions of Blender. With that figured out, I made some NPC models and finished the stores and inn. Then I made a fade effect to transition between the areas. With the addition of a slime, I was pretty much at the end of things that I could add without breaking my project. This is where I started to give up. Frames were as low as my drive to complete this project. I even thought about porting it to another engine. But the amount of work that I already had put into this project, it was just too much to do right now. At this point, I think the only option to save this project is to give each level its own separate scene. The biggest issue is keeping data like levels, XP, and weapon type. But around the same time, I got a comment asking about sharing data between scenes, so I made a small test to save and load variables. It worked better than expected. I even made it possible to save game progress, even after the game is closed and relaunched. As of now, that's what I have so far for this project. This video is more of a devlog update than anything else. I have a few tutorials lined up. It's just been a little bit difficult to make videos due to life circumstances. But anyways, thanks for watching. If you want to learn more about UPBGE, Range, or any other engines I cover, think about checking out these videos. And with that, take care.